beautiful friends that I love. So no, I'm not married. I am currently single.
All right. All right,
Loving
for all the guys out there.
living in purpose.
Yes,
So, if you ain't about purpose, don't be
yes.
coming over here.
No. And as you talk about purpose, what is it? It's a Sunday. And I think he just sleeps still. And he was up until 4 a.m. this morning. So, yes,
Wow, y'all
yes,
are late birds.
we are late birds.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal Round Podcast. With me is the dynamic, ever charming, and beautiful. No, let me tell you. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Abria.
Abria.
Abria. Abria. I am so, I am so sorry. We have Abria with us, and I am excited to have her on. And we should have had you on the show for a very long time, about probably 6 months ago, right?
Yeah, maybe a little longer, but yeah, 6 months sounds right.
But welcome to the Neoliberal Round Podcast. I'm your host, Renaldo McKenzie, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by a truly dynamic talent, Abria Jackson. Abria is an actress whose work blends emotional depth with powerful storytelling. She starred as one of the leads in Night of Violence, the opening film at the prestigious, am I right, the Fright Fest in the UK?
Yes, sir.
And she's also appeared on Law and Order, Organized Crime. And if I'm right, you're inspired by the likes of Viola Davis and Halle Berry, yes?
Yes, sir.
Which brings a rare versatility to her craft, able to embody soulful vulnerability and raw grit in equal measure. Of course, her artistry doesn't stop at the screen. Abria is also deeply committed to service. She co-leads a mentorship group for teen girls, and she currently is pursuing a master's degree in clinical and counseling psychology, which is also dear to my heart, as I do also have a clinical master's degree in clinical psychology, but she has plans to become a licensed professional counselor. Now, her journey is rooted in faith, authenticity, and the mission to tell stories that challenge expectations, inspire young women, and reflect real lived experiences. So I'm actually excited to have her. We will talk with her about her career, her vision, and her calling, not just as an actress, but as a change maker. So welcome to the show, Abria, and we've had your mom on the show, author T.L. Jackson, and I think you're more you are more than inspiring to be. So welcome to the show, Abria.
Thank you for having me, Ronaldo. It is a pleasure. I cannot wait to talk to you. I really can't.
Yes, yes. And so, first of all, this is What's Your Story Part 22. And I usually ask, what's your story? What bring, there's so much to, because you're in psychology, but you're also an actress. But what's your story? What brought you into acting? And so many young people want to know how can they transition to the big screen? And you went to the UK recently. So the first story is, who is Abria and what's your story? And then we can delve into the other realm.
Who is Abria? I would describe myself as someone who is definitely faith driven. My life has been full of faith stories.
Yeah.
I would describe myself as bubbly. I'm a woman who wants to be able to make change in the world. My mom, of course, that she always instilled in me purpose.
Yeah.
What is the purpose in your life? Why are you in this world? What did God call you to be? And I think that really encapsulates who I am as a person. I've been just trying to gather into my purpose for a long time. So I would definitely say Abria is faith driven. She is purpose driven, and she's fun. I feel like I can be a little funny, humorous and stuff.
Yes.
Um, but how did I get into acting?
Yeah. What drew you into acting, and was there a specific moment or experience that sparked your passion?
Yes, I would say a specific moment for me would have to be when I was in 10th grade in my high school. So what happened was they had auditions for a musical that they were going to put on. And, I'm in 10th grade. I don't really, I believe somebody a year ago said, you should audition for the musical. So I was like, I guess just to do something, I guess. Of course, I watched a lot of TV, but I wasn't, acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me and a classmate who is now my best friend, we decided to work on an audition together. We did it, and I just kind of let it go. I was like, whatever. And then the next day, I'm seeing everybody crowded around the paper. So I'm walking past, I didn't think much of it. And somebody said, Abria, your name is on there. You're the lead. I was like, the
Okay.
lead? I was like, wait a minute now. I couldn't believe my eyes, Renaldo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why?
imagine,
Why? Why you couldn't believe your eyes? What happened?
imagine like 10th grade, I probably was, I'm not good with age, but I'll just throw it out there, maybe 14, 15. My first time auditioning, like this was my first time being in front of my high school teacher, singing, dancing. Um, I've been singing and dancing when I was a young girl, but I didn't think of it as like something I could take serious. It was like a hobby. So when I did the audition, I just kind of put my thing down and I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, it was fun. It was a fun experience, but never did I think I was going to be in the show, let alone like the lead. So I was like, okay, that's when it got me. That's when I had that acting bug.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Now tell me about, I have another question for you. Now you recently talked about travel. You starred in Night of Violence, and I was actually trying to find a video of it to share with the audience. But I'll do that later on. But and when we do the when we fix this film, when we fix it up and edit it and make it available to everybody, we'll put a bit of it in there. But you now tell me, you are one of you starred in Night of Violence, which opened at FrightFest in the UK. What was it like to be part of that film that launched such a major festival?
wow. How did it feel? It felt so surreal, Ronaldo. Like,
Yes. And I've met so many, and you're from Philadelphia. I've met so many young people. Like, how is it how are you able to, how is this, and what was it like to be part of this, and how did that come about? Tell us about it.
okay. So you're about to get me real excited. Okay. I will say this, it felt surreal.
Yeah,
And I would say that at the moment, it felt like I wasn't deserving of the moment. Not because of my talent or who I am. I just felt like it was God who put me in the situation because on paper, in my opinion, on paper, I didn't have the credentials
yeah,
to be in no festival. You know what I mean? And then just growing up in Philly, um, being around, just certain neighborhoods and growing up in certain environments, I would have never suspected I would be in London. So,
yes,
like, London is like, what? Like, in the back of my mind, like, what? So, it was definitely surreal. How did it came about
yeah,
was, my manager at the time, she sent me a script. I remember I was in Houston when she sent it to me, and it wasn't, it wasn't together yet. Like it wasn't completed yet. But she
okay,
said, look at the script. I thought about you. You were the first person that I thought of. I think that you would be really good in this role. So I really looked through the script, but I skimmed it because any opportunity, I'm going to get it. So she
yeah,
got opportunity. I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I told her, I said, I'm in. And we shot it in Jersey. It was, I want to say, I filmed for about like 2 weeks and filming went on afterwards, but it was an amazing time. So I got it from my manager, who sent me the script, and years went by. Like they filmed everything post production this year,
yeah,
and we were able to see a snippet of it in New York. I want to say maybe a year ago.
okay,
We
okay,
were able to see it like it was like a closed theater, so everybody wasn't invited. I think it was just a cast and crew. And I didn't think much of it. They didn't tell me that they sent it to places. So, I'm just living life and stuff. And then I get an email saying that they submitted FrightFest and we're going. So
And
I'm
it's
like,
Night of Violence, yes?
yes, it's Night of Violence. So because it was released in the UK, it's still under wraps in the US and stuff like that. So I can't say too much about it, but
Let me ask you, can we share? I see so it's I see it on YouTube on the Noche de Violencia, Night of Violence trailer official in Spanish. I don't know if I can share my screen with you and
no, they don't want anybody to see the trailer yet because it's
okay,
not
okay.
official, you know.
All right, we won't show that. We won't do that. Okay, yes. Go
But
ahead.
I do have a few, like maybe two stills. So I
Okay, that you can send to us.
yes, for sure. But yeah, it was like a really amazing time there. I don't know what's to come. Hopefully they'll bring it to the US. I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun filming that. It was my first feature film, so
And your first feature film, let me ask you a question. Did you work in Law and Order?
yes, I did a co-star role. Yeah.
Okay, the organized crime. And how did that differ from being in an indie horror feature? Or was that different for you?
Oh my goodness. It was definitely a stark difference. Being a co-star,
Yeah.
well, it's completely different because I didn't have to really memorize a lot of lines. I was a waitress and it was only about two lines that I had to memorize. I'll send you that video though. That
Yes.
I can send you that. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
How long ago was that? How long ago did you do the that one?
oh my goodness. It had to be, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I think it was in 2023 that it came out. Yeah, 2023. But there is such a stark difference with TV and film. So with TV,
Yeah.
it's quick. I mean, you are working against a lot of time. TV is like you got to speed up the lines because they got commercials. You have to talk faster,
Yeah.
and you're working with money because time is money. So you can't be messing up a lot and stuff like that. Whereas with feature films, I think with films, you can be able to take your time, develop the character a little bit more. You're able to see the character's arc from beginning to the end,
Yeah.
where they started from where it ended. Whereas with TV, you could do that as well too, but I was a co-star, so I was only there to just kind of give you the line, give you the scene, and I'm out.
Let me how do you balance your career now with your acting career? And I've oftentimes tell people that I have a regular 9 to 5, but I
Mhm.
also do other things, media, write books,
Yeah.
teach and stuff and so forth. But I want from you, how do you balance that? How do you balance family, career, um, and what you're doing now, school? How are you able to bring all of that together?
Yeah. Ain't no wrong with no 9 to 5, Renaldo. I got me two nine to
That is
five.
actually dynamic.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with no 9 to 5. I have two 9 to 5s.
Yes.
Um, I'm laughing because I was just talking to a friend, like we were like, how are we doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
It's can be difficult as an artist. I will say some things do have to take precedent over other things. It just depends on the season. So for me, how do I balance it? Number one, I am very intentional with my time. Very intentional on what to do at a certain time, and making sure that I'm hitting all my goals for that day. And if
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't hit my goals, it's not tearing me apart. You know what I mean?
yes,
I also am trying to develop some type of self-care. Because it's hard, like you want to do a lot of things, but I tend to neglect myself because I'm working, 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 working. Um, but it's important to be able to take care of you because you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
yeah.
So what I do to balance, number one, I ask God because I need God. Ronaldo, I need Jesus.
Yes, and yes, and today is actually Sunday. We should try and yeah.
I'm not,
And I
it's the
know, but
Lord's
that is
day.
fine. Having this conversation is powerful, and we shared this story. But you said so. One of the first thing you did that you go to God. You're a person of faith. What else you said?
Yes, I go to God and I write stuff down in my planner, every single thing. So if I have multiple things that I have to do, I just write it down and I said, okay, at this time, you're going to have to do this, and that. And then what I'm learning to do is to take some time for myself. So 30 minutes, an hour, don't do nothing but scroll on the phone, talk to friends. What I like to do, you want to know what I like to do, Ronaldo?
Yes, yes.
Because I'm a baddie on a budget. I do $5 Tuesdays, right?
What's that? What's five? Wait, hold up. What's $5 Tuesdays? What is that?
So at the movies,
Uh-huh.
at least for the one around me, they do $5 Tuesdays. So every Tuesday, you come to watch a movie, it'll be $5 or maybe $7 because
Okay.
inflation.
Yes.
And that's what I do. Like I will go after work and I will watch me a movie for $5. Like that is my self-care.
Yeah.
For me to um forget about the world and just focus and relax on me, and not pour into so many other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm gonna probably I would love to ask you about whether you if you have a family and so on and so forth, but probably I'll ask you that later on. But because I next want to ask you about what's your dream role or type of story you'd love to tell that you haven't had the chance to yet.
All right, I got three dream roles.
Yes.
My first dream role, and I told them at Fright Fest, I
Okay.
said I would love to be Catwoman if they ever do
Okay.
that. Have you seen Catwoman?
I have with Halle Berry, and okay, and you did say that Halle Berry was one of your inspirations, so I can okay, fine.
Yes, yes. But Halle Berry gotta be my mom in the movie. Like,
Okay.
that's how it gotta be. That's how it has to be. So that would be my first. My second dream role, I would love to be playing like a rock star in like a black girl band.
Yes, yes,
I've never
yes.
seen that before. So I would love to play a role in that type of movie. And an honorable mention is I used to grow up with Mortal Kombat, so I would love to be Tanya in Mortal Kombat.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Why those how why those roles? Is it and how do they tell your story?
You know what's funny? All three of those roles simultaneously is a direct link to my childhood.
Okay.
Um, I feel like those three roles will heal the inner child in me. I grew up watching Catwoman and Halle Berry, and I said, "Whoa, like she is bad. Like this is some bad stuff." Like I wanted to be her. The second one, I would say, I grew up listening to alternative music. I love rock and roll, alternative bands. That was really my childhood, just listening to MTV in the morning before school and them playing like the indie bands and stuff. And I will say with Mortal Kombat, I watched my family like play Mortal Kombat,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
I thought it was cool. It healed my inner child, so I said, yeah, I gotta play her.
Yes. Did you say just now they help to heal the inner child in you?
Yes, sir.
What? Okay, that sounds deep. How? What are you getting at there?
You know, to me, acting is not just for entertainment. I do believe acting is spiritual as well.
Yeah,
And I felt like at the time when I was younger, acting was a sort of outlet for me to kind of escape reality and be somewhere else because my reality as a child wasn't always glitter and rainbows and, candy.
yeah,
So now that I'm older, being an actor, we are taught to keep that inner child because that helps you when it comes to roles and to keep it alive.
yeah.
And I think as I get older and wanting to delve into more roles, I really do believe like the 6 and 7 year old Abria will be looking like, wow, like we did it. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know what I mean? So I think it will really heal me for sure.
Wow, that's quite. And since you talk about, you mentioned um your mom going with you to the UK for the festival. What was the experience like sitting in the audience together, watching your film open at Fight Fest?
It was very emotional. Um, my father passed away a couple of years ago, and he was definitely so supportive of my dream. And knowing that my mom was in the audience, it just reminded me that you have people who love you, will support you. And I felt like she was there, and it was so beautiful. But I also felt like my dad was also there as well. Like, just looking up from heaven, like seeing me and watching me. And my mom, she was so proud. You know what's funny? Like Pride Fest, it was mainly a lot of like Caucasian people and stuff.
Yes,
And my mom,
yes.
you know, nobody was really, she was the one that's like, oh my gosh, and screaming and like, girl. And I'm looking at them, looking at her, and one of the guys next to her was cracking up. Like, it was just so funny. It
Yeah,
was it was a an experience I will never forget, Ronaldo. I will never
yeah.
forget that.
Wow, that is so powerful. And what about, do you have siblings and okay, yes, yes. And what are
Yeah.
they saying about it? And by of course I'm going to ask you, are you married? Do you have kids and stuff?
Yes, yes. So my one brother,
Yeah,
I have a couple of siblings, but my one brother, he was instrumental of me going to London because he helped me with flights and stuff like that. And he's very supportive as well. I do have other siblings. I'm not really close with them, but still love them, of course.
yes,
And at the moment, family to me
yes.
is the beautiful friends that I love. So no, I'm not married. I am currently single,
All right. All right,
loving
for all the guys
Jesus,
out there.
living in purpose. So,
Yes,
if you ain't about purpose, don't be coming
yes.
over here.
Oh, and as you talk about purpose, what did it mean to personally have your mom, who is big on purpose, has written 2 books about purpose? What did it mean to have her by your side for such a milestone moment in your career? And by the way, she did probably ask for the link for this,
You
but
know
I did
she
not
wanted to
get.
see it.
Yeah.
She wanted to text me and be like, "Girl, I'm watching live." I'm like, "Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that."
Yes.
um, it felt full circle. Um, it felt as if God was reminding me to keep going. Like I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
Like I said previously, my father passed away a couple of years ago. So, we don't know where our last day is. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. And
Yeah.
the fact that he allowed my mom to be able to not only be alive to see it, but to actually be there in person with me,
Yeah.
it meant a lot because when we did the closed caption, the closed one in New York,
Yeah.
she couldn't make that one. And I was very sad because I didn't know what was to come. I thought that was the last time we were going to see it. And when they emailed us about London, I called her, I said, girl, pack your bags. You
Yeah.
coming with me? And she like, let's go.
Yes, yes. She didn't.
So
She didn't tell me she was going. I didn't know she was going to go. Part of she wasn't aware at that time that she was going to go. But
yes, she
but
liked
that
to
was.
keep things under wraps for
And my
sure.
condolences, and I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your father. I know,
Thank
I mean,
you.
that can be big. I'm publishing a book, and I'm dedicating it to him. But I wanted to ask a question as it relates now, coming back home to Philly after such a big international movement. How does it feel? Does it change your perspective on your journey?
Mm. It motivated me to keep going. Um, I feel like God allows certain things to happen in His divine timing. I don't know why it happened this year. and I don't know what's to come this year or next year, but I felt like that was a way for me to say, like, the world is your oyster. Just because you live here, your mind doesn't have to live here. Your mind can be somewhere else.
Yeah.
So me coming back to Philly, it just reminds me to keep dreaming big.
Yeah.
Don't seclude yourself to just Philly or America. Think big.
Mm.
And going to London, it reminded me that divine timing. God,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, God is the author of timing,
Yeah.
and He will orchestrate things in His time.
Yeah.
And I have no way to be able to change that or to alter that. All I have to do is keep walking in faith.
Yes. Yes. That's
And yeah,
quite.
that's
And
what helps me.
if you could freeze one moment for that premiere, from the premiere that you went to, just to relive it, whenever you want, which moment would it be? Yes.
Um, can I
Yes.
give 2 moments?
Okay, fine. Two moments. Yes.
Okay. The first moment, if I could relive it, was them pulling me to the side to ask me questions.
Ah,
I think
wow.
that like kind of said it, like, oh, like, who they think I am? Like, I mean, yeah, I'm in the movie, but I was like, who you think I
Wow.
am?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they were really asking questions and wanting to get to know, and the cameras was everywhere. Um, I would love to relive that moment. And then another moment would be when they asked some of the cast and crew to come up to the stage.
Wow.
Just seeing the audience from the stage, it's like a snapshot in my brain. Like, I'll never forget that photo. It was so surreal. It was just, God is faithful. That's
I'm
all I can
having
say.
chills. I feel like I went up. I feel no. I feel like I'm having a moment too because I'm seeing you, like as if it's me. I'm in your body, and I'm because I've always seen people the premieres and people watching their shows premiering and
Yeah.
they go up. The moment must have been so chilling, man.
It was it was breathtaking. Now
Wow.
them shoes did hurt my feet, so I had to be shuffling
Yes.
my feet a little bit while they talking. But it
Yes.
was it was a
Yes.
beautiful moment.
I have a lot more questions for you. To be honest, I have 22 questions. We're going to
What?
have a part two because I want to ask about influences and inspiration. See, for example, you mentioned Viola Davis and Halle Berry and inspiration because I want to know about their careers. What about their careers or performances speaks most deeply to you? And we only have 10 minutes. So I don't think we're gonna come back. We're gonna have to have a part two. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap up with two more questions because I want to ask you about faith, psychology, and purpose. You said you're pursuing a master's degree in clinical counseling psychology. What inspired you to walk this path alongside acting?
Um, Funny that you would say that. I felt like I have always been walking that purpose when I was young. I would have a lot of people, Ronaldo, come to me to just talk about their lives. I remember when I was in high school, I was talking to somebody and she was telling me like her whole life, and then she stopped and she said, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. And in
Yeah,
my head, I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me all this too, but keep talking, keep talking.
yeah,
And I just felt like it was another gift that God has placed in me. So I said, why not perfect that gift and make it so that I am licensed? I can be able to help people in a way that I can gain knowledge and give it to them.
yeah,
I felt like also getting a degree is important because I think education is important. Before I wanted to get my master's, I was a registered behavioral technician. I was working with kids who had special needs, and you had to take tests to be that. So I think education is important. Kids stay in school, and yeah, yeah. I've been a therapist my
yeah.
whole life.
And I'm kind of teary eyed. I don't know why I'm teary eyed, but just listening to just talking with you, I just feel profound. I just feel that you have a powerful future ahead of you. And I want to ask you, how does your faith guide your choices in both your career and your personal life?
Wow. Faith is the things that we hope for that is not seen. This acting journey, and even with like my masters, I can't see the finish line, Ronaldo. I don't know what's in store for me for tomorrow, the next day. Same thing with the Fright Fest. I never knew that I was going to be going to London this year. Faith has been carrying me this whole journey. And my mom had a name meaning. She bought it when I was young, and it said that Abria means faith. So I was like, okay, interesting. Now I'm seeing where it's coming from, because when I tell you, Ronaldo, there are
Yeah.
times where I want to give up. I don't have any auditions coming in. Broke, stuff
Yes.
not going my way.
Yes.
It's the faith that keeps me going, and that keeps me going. That's all I really, yeah, have to say about that.
Boy, there's so much questions that we could don't want to. We only have probably 5 minutes left, so I probably want to talk to you about faith and how that's and in terms of in our community among young people today, whether or not faith
Hmm.
is what's lacking. But I talk about that another time because I want to ask you about vision and future. Looking ahead, what kind of legacy do you want to build? Not just as an actress, but as a counselor, mentor, and woman of faith. And finally, what can audiences look forward to from you in the near future? Any projects,
Hmm.
film releases, or whatever the case is. So those are the last two questions. So the first one is looking ahead, what kind of legacy do you want to build? Not just as an actress, but as a counselor and mentor and woman of faith.
I love that question, Ronaldo.
Yes.
If I, whenever God calls me home, I want people to remember my journey was an act of faith. When I die, I want people to look at my life and really see that God really had his hand over me.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, of course, I would love to get in roles and have performances that, make people cry and laugh. Of course,
Yeah.
that's the goal. But deeper into it, I just want to be able to serve people. I want people to be like, wow, I remember Abria. She served in this way. She helped me in this way. She carried me through this. She gave me advice in that. Because if I can be honest with you, Ronaldo, like, don't get me wrong, I love acting, I love counseling, but what good is it if the Bible says, what profits a man to gain the world but lose his soul?
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing a lot of stuff and then at the end it all turns into rubbish.
Yeah.
So I want to have character, and then if God blesses me with children, I want them to know, Jesus and character is going to carry you through a lot of stuff.
Wow.
Um
And
yeah.
one last question. We only probably have 2 minutes. The last question, finally, what can audiences look forward to from you in the near future? Any projects, film releases, initiatives you are excited about?
Yes. So
Okay.
glad that you even asked. There is a Tubi series coming out. We don't know the exact date yet, but hopefully in 2026. It's called Losing My Pride. It is a TV series, and I play a character that is very different from the horror movie.
Oh,
Very different.
wow. Yes.
I play a mother.
Yes.
I think the audience will love that. And, you know, that's the only thing that I have now, but baby, you will be seeing me in the future.
Yes.
Whatever
Yes.
God willing got me going on,
Well,
there's things
we
that
will be seeing you. You have a very powerful future ahead of you. It will be quite
thank you.
impactful impacting and effective. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be right here following your journey, following your story, because you're going to come back on the show talking about, and when you're ready to talk some more about the new film that Night of Violence, is it called?
Yes.
Well, yeah, please come back and share the clips with us. We want to be among the first ones, okay? All
You
right.
gonna be. You gonna be. I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm gonna make sure of it.
We
Yes.
really thank you so much for coming on the show. You're gonna come back. We're looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much for being on, for watching and for listening to the Neoliberal Round Podcast. This is available on all podcast stream and also YouTube. We're also going to talk about it, write an article about it in the Neoliberal Journals at theneoliberal.com and renaldocmckenzie.com. Get a copy of my book at store.theneoliberal.com. And of course, next week, or October 10th, we have Eddie Bryce from Turning Point coming to the show. We want to talk with him about what's going on in America. But outside of that, we were so happy to have she's going to be my friend. She's a very good, I know her mom very well. We are best friends. So now she's going to be, now you're going to be my best friend. Final word. How can people follow you, support you? Instagram, social media?
Yes, so my Instagram is it's Abria Jackson, AbriaJackson. I also have TikTok, Abria Jackson. Feel free to follow, and yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening and watching another episode of the Neoliberal Round Podcast. This was What's Your Story, Part 22. So, what good? Take care. And we'll stop recording.